Hello, I'm Aditya Kaveri. My topic for machine learning oral examination is Principal Component Analysis, PCA. PCA is an unsupervised statistical technique that is used to reduce the dimensions of the dataset. In order to work effectively with high dimensional datasets, it is important to have a set of techniques that can reduce this dimensionality down to manageable levels. The advantage of the dimensionality reduction includes the ability to plot multivariate data in two dimensions. It captures the majority of datasets informational content within a minimal number of features, and in some contexts, it identifies the collinear model components. ML models with many input variables or higher dimensionality tends to fail when operating on higher datasets, whereas PCA helps them in identifying the relationships between the different variables and then couples them. PCA works on some assumptions which are to be followed, and it helps developers to maintain a standard. PCA involves the transformation of variables in the datasets into a new set of variables which are called PCs, principal components. The principal components would be equal to the number of original variables in the given dataset. Now let's discuss a few concepts of PCA. Standardization. The aim of this step is to standardize the range of the continuous initial variables so that each of them contributes equally to the analysis. Once this standardization is done, all the variables will be transformed to the same scale. Covariance. Covariance is effectively variance applied to the multiple dimensions. It is the variance between two or more variables. It is necessary to use a 2 cross 2 matrix when you have to capture covariance between two variables, whereas you have to use 3 cross 3 matrix to capture the covariance between the three variables, and so on. Eigenvector. An eigenvector is a vector that is specific to a dataset and linear transformation. It is a vector that does not change in the direction before and after the transformation is performed. Eigenvalue. Eigenvalue is used to calculate the portion of variance represented by each eigenvector. This is done by dividing the eigenvalue for each eigenvector by the sum of eigenvalues for all eigenvectors. Eigenvalue roughly corresponds to the length of eigenvector. Orthogonalization. Orthogonalization is the process of finding two vectors that are orthogonal to each other. In n-dimensional data space, the process of orthogonalization takes a set of vectors and yields a set of orthogonal vectors. Orthonormalization. Orthonormalization is an orthogonalization process that also normalizes the product. Role of PCA. PCA captures the major variability present in the dataset and ignores smaller variability. It helps in finding eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Significant eigenvalues and eigenvectors are taken for deciding PCs, principal components. It performs a new coordinate system defined by significant eigenvectors. Further, it maps the data into the new space. Moving further, here is the principle of PCA. PCA works on linear projection method to reduce the number of variables. PCA rotates existing axes to new positions in the space defined by original variable with the data of high dimensions where the graphical representation is difficult. PCA is a powerful multivariate statistical tool for analyzing data and finding patterns in it. PCA follows the interpretation technique by looking at points relative to the origin. Points that are in similar directions are close positions or are positively correlated. Points that are on opposite sides of the origin are negatively correlated. Points that are far from origin are less correlated. Now Now let's see the ideology behind the PCA as a primer. When presented with large set of data, it can be difficult to know precisely which features are significant. Principal component datasets and principal component analysis reduces the number of variables in a dataset and extracts the significant component for analysis. It is a powerful decomposition technique which allows one to break down a highly multivariate dataset into orthogonal components. When taken together in a sufficient number, these components can explain almost all of the dataset's variance. Thus, it identifies a list of principal axes to describe the underlying dataset before ranking them according to the amount of variance captured by each. PCA linear transformation can also be conducted by the input layer, which weights of the neural network. The number of feature combinations is equal to the number of dimensions of the dataset, and in general, uh, set the maximum number of PCAs which can be constructed. Coming on to the actual working of PCA, PCA works successively identifying the axis of greatest variance in the dataset. It identifies the center point of the dataset. Second, it calculates the covariance of the matrix. Third, it calculates the eigenvectors of the covariance matrix. Fourth, then it orthonormalizes the eigenvectors. And last, it calculates the proportion of variance represented by each eigenvector. Summing up the process, the covariance matrix is used to calculate eigenvectors. An orthonormalization process is undertaken that produces the orthogonal normalized vectors from the eigenvectors. The eigenvector with the greatest eigenvalue is the first principal component PC1 with the successive components having small eigenvalues. PC algorithm has the effect of taking a dataset and transforming it into a new lower dimensional coordinate system. Proceeding towards the execution of program, we will begin applying PCA to the handwritten digits of dataset with the following code. This code does several things for us. First, it loads up the data set necessary for libraries, including NumPy, a set of components from sklearn, including the digits dataset itself, PCA, and data scaling functions, and the plotting capability of matplotlib. The code then begins preparing the digits datasets. It performs several tasks in order. First, it loads the data before creating helpful variables. Second, the data variable is created for subsequent use, and the number of distinct digits in the target vector, that is, from 0 to 9, is saved as a variable that can be easily accessed for the subsequent analysis. The target vector is also saved as labels for later use. All these variables creation is intended to simplify subsequent analysis. With our dataset ready, we can now initialize our PCA algorithm and apply it to the dataset. This code outputs the variance explained by each of the first 10 principal components ordered by explanatory power. This isn't actually too bad considering that it's a reduction from 64 variables to 10 components. It does, however, illustrate the potential lossiness of PCA. Having created the data R object containing the output of PCA performed over the digits of dataset, let's observe the output. The resulting scatter plot looks as follows. This plot shows us that while there is some separation between the classes in the first 10 principal components, it may be tricky to classify highly accurately with this dataset. In this way, PCA has given us some insight into how the dataset can be structured and has informed us our subsequent analysis. Coming on to the importance of the PCA, PCA method is particularly useful when the variables within the dataset are highly correlated. Correlation indicates that there is redundancy in data. It is used to reduce the original variables into a smaller number of new variables, explaining most of the variance in the original variables. It is a statistical procedure that allows you to summarize the information content in large datasets. PCA forms the basis of multivariate data analysis based on projection methods. The most important use of PCA is to represent a multivariate dataset as a smaller set of variables in order to observe trends, jumps, clusters, and outliers, etc. It creates a visualization of data that minimizes residual variance in the least square sense and maximizes the variance of the projection coordinates. It is a way of identifying the patterns in data and expressing the data in such a way as to highlight similarities and differences. Since the pattern in the data can be hard to find in datasets of high dimension, where luxury of graphical representation is not available, PCA comes as a powerful tool for analyzing data. Advantages. Here are some advantages of PCA. It removes the correlated functions. In a real world scenario, this is a very common that you get thousands of features in your dataset. You cannot run your algorithm on all of the features as it will reduce the performance of your algorithm. It will also not be easy to visualize that many features in any kind of graph. You need to find out the correlation among the features. Finding correlation manually in thousands of features is nearly impossible, frustrating, and time consuming. PCA does this all for you and in a very efficient way. After implementing the PCA on your dataset, all the principal components are independent of one another. It improves the algorithm performance. With so many features, the performance of the algorithm will drastically degrade. PCA is a very common way to speed up your machine learning algorithm by getting rid of correlated functions, variables which do not contribute in any decision making. The training time of the algorithm reduces significantly with less number of features. So if input dimensions are too high, then using PCA, you can speed up the algorithm by reasonable choice. PCA reduces overfitting. Overfitting mainly occurs when there are too many variables in dataset. So PCA helps in overcoming the overfitting issue by reducing the number of features. PCA improves visualization. As discussed earlier, visualization of data is very easy with the help of PCA. It transforms a high dimensional data to a low dimensional data so that it can be visualized easily. Here are some disadvantages. Independent variables becomes less interpretable after implementation of dataset. The original features will turn into principal components. Principal components are the linear combination of original features. They are not readable and interpretable as before. Second, data standardization is must before PCA. You must standardize your data before implementing PCA. Otherwise, PCA will not be able to find the optional principal components. PCA is also affected by scale. So you need to scale the features in your data before applying PCA. Information loss. Although principal components try to cover maximum variance among the features in dataset, if we don't select the number of principal components with care, it may miss some of the information as compared to the original list of features. Applications. Now that we are done with the understanding of PCA and how it works, we can now focus on our applications of PCA. The principal application of PCA is dimension reduction. If you have high dimensional data, PCA allows you to reduce the dimensionality of your data so that the bulk of variation that exists in your data is captured in fewer dimensions. PCA is used abundantly in all forms of analysis, that is from neuroscience to quantitative finance. PCA has widespread applications in various industries. The most significant applications are listed below. Neuroscience. A technique known as spike-triggered covariance analysis uses a variant of PCA in neuroscience to identify the specific properties of stimulus that increase the neuron's probability of generating action potential. PCA is also used to find the identify the neuron from the shape of its action potential. Image compression. PCA can also be used to filter noisy datasets such as image compression. Facial recognition. PCA is heart of the eigenface approach, as the set of eigenface is generated using PCA. Eigenface approach reduces the statistical complexity in face and image representation. Some other applications are computer vision, medical data correlation, and quantitative finance. Coming on to the results and discussion part, PCA is one of the most fundamental algorithms for dimension reduction. PCA is a method in which we create new independent features from the old features and try to combine both and keep the features as it is. These features are important in prediction of our target. It maintains maximum variance in data. It reduces the computational complexity of data model, which makes machine learning algorithms to run faster. Probably it is the most widely used technique for dimensionality reduction. Thank you.